And I gotta wait for it to actually start recording. But it always comes up, like pops up on me. I'm like, Anyways, What is up, everyone? Welcome to episode 55 of the Hot Soap Podcast. I'm your host, Zach Nunez. I'm here with Mark. Excuse me. Jesus, how unprofessional of me. It is just the two of us today.
We can make it if we try.
Yeah. Josh is doing a thing for school because he has like priorities, and Austin is at work like a real boy, something that I cannot relate to.
Same.
As someone who is unemployed. So instead of having a full production, Mark and I are just going to be here to do some stuff.
Yeah, we're just a couple of guys talking about things, man. You know, things that are in the news and things of that nature.
Yeah. So how's about the situation with Ukraine? Am I right, everybody?
Right. Nope.
We're not doing that.
Not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
So before we start, make sure to follow us on Twitter at Hot Soap Pod. That's at Hot Soap Pod on Twitter. And then also here on the YouTube side, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell as well. Radio happened today. Josh and I were on the radio and we talked about stuff. I don't know what we talked about, to be honest with you. So, because we haven't really come up with that one yet. Maybe we'll talk about the Super Bowl. So, Mark, if you want to talk about that other thing that you brought up before we started.
Oh, sure.
We'll do that, and then this will just be an After Dark episode.
Okay.
Because if you want to hear the Super Bowl talk, you probably want to hear it close to the Super Bowl, in which you listened to Josh and I talk about the Super Bowl this morning on the radio. Super Bowl, and then some other hot topics in the NFL, because there is a surprising amount of news that that's come out in the NFL the last couple of days. Sorry, I find it really hard to type and talk at the same time.
Yeah. Quickly, before we get into this other thing, I do want to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you think Aaron Donald hangs him up?
No, I would be surprised.
I just think it's perfect.
Sure.
I kind of want to see him retire.
I don't, because
selfishly, of course, I want to keep watching him. Yeah. I want to keep watching him play football, but it's just like, it feels like one of those perfect moments where, you know, you pull a Jim Brown or even a Brady to us. We're just going out as on top as you
Peyton
can.
Manning.
A Peyton Manning.
Well, Peyton Manning sucked his last year, but he retired on a Super Bowl. So
yeah, he retired on a Super Bowl. So going out on top and just being like, you know what? I know I could do this more. Not so much with Peyton. But I know I could do this more and still be productive, but I'm going to save my legs and head and be able to walk when I'm 60.
Yeah. Well, that's actually one of the topics that we talked about on the radio show this morning, is that like seemingly every Rams player is retiring. Well, in quotation marks. Obviously, Eric Weddle is going back into the depths of retirement. You know, he hadn't played football in 2 years before this postseason and played really well.
Yeah, tore his pec in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Obviously, Andrew Whitworth is most likely retiring. You know, he talked about before the game, they mentioned on the broadcast that he said he would relish having the title of the oldest player in the NFL for about a week or so. He gets to believe that he's going to retire after a Hall of Fame career. And then Sean McVay was talking about how he might retire from coaching.
Dude. There's no way.
Well, because he said he wants to get into broadcasting. And he said he might stop so he can get into the booth.
This is his 7th year in the NFL, and he's still the youngest coach in the NFL.
This is, how many years has Jared Goff been in the NFL?
Oh, so 6.
No, because Jared Goff had 1 season under Jeff Fisher. So however many seasons Jared Goff has had minus 1. 5?
Yeah, so maybe 5.
Yeah. Anyhow, yeah. And there were slight mutterings. I don't imagine it'll happen, but there were slight mutterings about Matthew Stafford mulling over retirement now that he's won a Super Bowl. And
you know what? I kind of hope the entire Rams roster retires. Let's just if they have 15 guys retired, then it's like, okay, what do we do now? I think that'll be a fun off season for the Rams front office.
But that was one of our topics this morning on the radio. Instead of doing that, apparently, as we've shifted on the fly here. And Mark, I hope you went to the official website where it's listed in alphabetical order. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure that we're on the same site, so we're looking at the same thing. Instead, Mark and I are going to do a quick talk about the 2022 Oscar nominations. So quickly on the fly, we've decided this is going to be an episode of Hot Stove After Dark. We're going to talk about all the major categories, who was nominated, who we think will probably win, I guess. And like I mentioned before, give me 1 second. Mark and I will most likely be doing a stream during the show on March 27th. So,
yes.
Yeah. I got nothing else going on. So.
Oh, they also announced the hosts today. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't. Who was it?
We've got
is it
3.
Ricky Gervais again?
No. We got Wanda Sykes.
Funny lady.
Very funny lady.
Yeah.
Regina Hall.
Okay.
Funny lady.
Yeah.
And Amy fucking Schumer.
Not a funny lady.
Very unfunny lady. 2 funny ladies, and then an unfunny lady who's just going to say the same jokes that they did just later in the show.
Oh, I have a vagina. Hilarious.
Oh, my cousin's a politician. Oh, I'm Amy Schumer.
She related to Chuck Schumer?
Oh, yeah, they're cousins.
I didn't know that. That's your representative, Chuck Schumer. I don't actually know if he's your representative. He's the Oswego representative. I know that much.
Yeah.
He's the representative hailing from that district of New York. Okay. I mean, I kind of wished, I was kind of hoping that they would do the same thing they did last year, because I really liked the way they did the Oscars last year, where they didn't have a host and they just gave the show to a director.
Yeah, I thought Soderbergh did a really interesting job last year.
Right. Like I would be really interested to see with like what other directors did if given.
Give it to Tarantino.
Yeah, like I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
But obviously that takes too much creative thought, so I can do that. Speaking of which, Steven Soderbergh has a movie out now.
Yeah, Kimmy. It looks awful.
I don't know if I saw a trailer for it. I didn't think it looked awful.
I don't think it looks good.
It's on HBO Max. I'll probably check it out.
Yeah, I'll give it a watch because it's Soderbergh and I like his stuff, but
yeah. Anywho, excuse me. So we're gonna talk about mostly, I mean, the main stuff. I mean, I can talk about all this.
Yeah.
Austin. Yeah, that's true. Sorry. So we'll start here on the Oscar website. Actually, I will share my screen so people can see what we're looking at. There we go. Can you see it, Mark?
Yes, I can.
You can? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do it like this. So it's my whole screen, but I can still see your face here. So we'll take a look. I hope I don't get any dirty notifications. I'm kidding. Kidding, Mom. You're watching this. I don't engage with those kind of acts because I'm a God-fearing boy. Anyways, actor, best actor. Start off with this.
We both have problems.
I mean, I have problems that I was expecting to have.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, this is the 5 that have been getting nominated most places. I wish I had the list of I wish I had like Gold Derby pulled up or something like that.
I can pull it up.
Yeah, if you could pull it up, and then we will talk about it through here, because you have 2 computers, because you're cool.
Yeah.
This seems like the list of 5. I mean, obviously, we talked about it in our 2021 video about how like I would have liked to see Nicolas Cage be nominated. I don't think it was nominated anywhere. Not any of the guilds, not the Globes, not Critics' Choice, not.
Yeah, he's on Gold Derby on like the chart they've got. He's easily the lowest.
Yeah.
Consistently. Bardem really wasn't getting much love until like a month ago, so I'm assuming he was nominated at the Globes yeah, I know he was nominated at the Globes, but he might have gotten a BAFTA nomination or something.
Yeah, and Being the Ricardos is getting not like the push, but it's getting a push in the sense that it's nominated in all 4 acting categories, I believe, and then Best Picture on top of it. The movie, again, it's on Amazon Prime. I could watch it, but
it's actually not nominated for Best Picture.
It's not. Oh
no,
interesting.
It's a fine movie. I got around to seeing it. It's pretty good. The acting is good, but I would much rather see Nick Cage here than at least Javier Bardem. I still haven't seen the tragedy of Macbeth, but I know that you said that Denzel really wasn't like stellar, right?
No. I said that about Frances McDormand. Denzel.
Oh, that was that was Frances McDormand. That's right.
And it's again on Apple TV Plus. You can watch it there. I kind of think even still, and it's going to depend, I guess, on like the BAFTA or something like that. But I assume, like, if I had to make a pick, it's probably going to be Will Smith.
Yeah.
If I could take a wild guess, partially because he's playing a real person, in like this like uplifting drama kind of thing, and King Richard isn't nominated for anything else except screenplay. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. I still have not watched it. Is it not? Oh, it's nominated for picture too, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. I think one of the important things to look at here is we kind of know, unless barring something crazy, it's seeming like Power of the Dog is going to be the runaway Best Picture winner. Partially because there's a few indicators of that. First of all, it got over-nominated. It got nominated for a bunch of shit that nobody was expecting it to get nominated for. We'll look at here. Supporting actor got 2 supporting actor nods.
Yeah, that was surprising to me.
Yeah. So this is where I want to pull up Gold Derby. Supporting actor, there were a couple of him, Jesse Plemons, and J.K. Simmons were both big surprises in terms of the supporting actor noms. Let's see here.
I'm glad J.K. Simmons got nominated, by the way. He didn't have a ton of screen time in Being the Ricardos, but he's J.K. Simmons, and he was phenomenal when he was on screen.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, yeah, I think that's probably part of why it was like surprising to people. Because like from what I understand, it wasn't on screen very much. Gold Derby is not pulling up the what I wanted it to.
I've got odds right here.
Okay. Did they go beyond 5?
No.
Okay, well that doesn't help. I'm trying to think of off the top of my head who was nominated. This makes for great podcasting.
Yeah, well, like we said, it was off the cuff. It was just on the fly. We're trying something here. Yeah,
let me see what these people are predicting here. This is this Entertainment Weekly article. Who they predicted.
McPhee is a heavy favorite.
Oh yeah, Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
Which I'm cool. My favorite part about it is that House of Gucci got snubbed. Totally. Not one singular nomination for that movie. No Jared Leto, no Lady Gaga, which was
Lady Gaga surprises me.
Which we can get to right now. Lady Gaga was out. And then the big surprises being Penelope Cruz in Parallel Mothers, which the more I marinate on that movie after having seen it, the more I love it. I'm happy for her. I'm surprised that she got nominated. And then also the big one, a movie I just bought recently and I have yet to watch. But I did buy it. Is Spencer. And Kristen Stewart got nominated, which is interesting because the movie itself, surprisingly, isn't even getting more love than like Jackie did a few years ago.
It's not a great movie.
And Kristen Stewart isn't getting nominated anywhere.
Which also
is genuinely surprising to me.
Yeah. I think she's a lock to win this.
No.
Like, well, I thought she should be a lock to win this. Nicole Kidman is the favorite right now.
Yeah.
But Kristen Stewart's right behind her.
I would say it's more likely even that Jessica Chastain wins than Kristen Stewart.
It's tough when you've got three actresses playing real people in three very different movies.
Yeah, well, again, the thing with Tammy Faye with Jessica Chastain is like, again, real person. She had a lot of makeup on. The movie is like the favorite to win Best Makeup. It's a movie that wasn't nominated anywhere else. It could very easily be the role. And people were saying it might be Jessica Chastain's best performance. Like it could be very easily the role that wins like the Island actress nomination. Yeah, because it's not, like I said, not nominated anywhere else other than I think makeup is the only other category it's nominated for.
Yeah, I think there's I'm a big narrative guy when it comes to the Oscars. Chastain will be back. Like, Jessica Chastain will get more nominations and she'll win her Oscar. I don't know if Kristen Stewart will be back.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I buy into that, but on the flip side, because I think they would much rather just nominate people who are like in the club. And I'm sorry, award people who are in the club. And I don't think Kristen Stewart is in the club, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Which is why I'd be predicting Nicole Kidman. And then I'd probably say Chastain. I would, again, still having not seen the movie, I'm going to watch it at some point. I would like Kristen Stewart to win. But I think if she did win, it would come as a real shock. But also, this is like the one category of the major ones that is completely batshit. For example, the BAFTA nominations didn't overlap with this in one single. All five of these women were not nominated for the BAFTA.
Really?
Yeah.
Not a single one?
I'll have to check that, but if I remember correctly, they did not overlap at all.
I'm checking right now. That's crazy.
Let's see here.
Leading actress.
Yeah,
it was Gaga, Alana Haim, Amelia Jones, Renate Rienzvi for The Worst Person in the World, which I haven't seen yet.
I'm so excited to see that. It's coming to the Criterion Cinema, the like local art house theater that I go to. It's coming there very soon.
Yeah, I am excited to watch that one. And Joanna Scanlon.
Yeah. So not a single nomination from the BAFTA got nominated for the Oscars here. So it's looking to be, and especially like Lady Gaga also got nominated at the SAG and wasn't nominated for the Oscar. So it's looking to be that like Best Actress on Oscar night is likely just going to be batshit. Because there's going to be no like predictable thing to happen,
Yeah.
And then, excuse me, supporting actress. I think the big thing that I saw people up in arms about was that Judy Dench got nominated as a second supporting actress for Belfast, which is another thing that, again, was predicted nowhere.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I will say, too, every acting category should have had someone from the movie Mass. I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's a buddy of mine recommended it to me, and I watched it like last week. It is, first of all, heartbreaking. It's just an absolute heartbreaking movie.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard a bunch of people talk about it, and I plan on watching it. I'm already mad that I was looking for it on Apple TV, just because I have the app here. And it spoiled a very important detail about the movie to me. Just in the description on Apple TV, I was pretty mad about that. Because from people that I've said that have talked to me about it, all I knew about the movie was that it was people meeting to talk about a tragedy.
Yeah.
That's all I knew. I knew like a kid died, and that's all I knew. And they were just meeting to talk about it. The Apple TV description gives a couple more details surrounding those circumstances. And I was not happy to learn that through an Apple TV description and not the movie itself. But I do plan on watching it, and I'm legitimately surprised that like Ann Dowd wasn't nominated.
She's the big one. Like Ann Dowd, I would say probably deserves to win this award based on what I've seen, and the fact that she wasn't nominated, I thought was shocking.
Yeah, animated feature was kind of chalky in terms of the nominations.
Yeah,
I assume. Hear me out. I assume that Encanto is going to win. I know people really like the Mitchells versus the Machines.
That's my pick.
I haven't watched it.
It's my pick. I think it's awesome. I wanted to.
Every single, even like every single like movie guy that I've talked to, friggin' loves it.
It's Lord and Miller, so it's it's really funny and it's really endearing. It's a really really good movie, and I want it to win.
Yeah. So I'll move on to like a lot of the tech categories here. You're going to see a bit of a theme here in the tech categories. One, Dune is nominated for virtually all of them, and is going to win a lot of them. And two, you see it here in cinematography. This kind of gave away the Best Picture thing in that, for example, Belfast, a movie that's been getting nominated everywhere for all the tech categories, absent from cinematography, which is surprising because the Oscar committee loves their black and white. They love their black and white period pieces, and they took it out and put in Nightmare Alley, which hasn't been getting nominations elsewhere.
That's one of those showbiz loves showbiz.
And it's. Have you seen the movie yet?
I've not seen Nightmare Alley yet. No,
it's fine.
From everything I've seen in trailers, the cinematography looks excellent. So
yeah, I think it looks really good. There are a lot of moments that look like incredible, but also like I was watching it, I was like, there's a lot of moments where I was like, fine, And it doesn't help that the movie became really disinteresting in the middle third of it. Like I really liked the first hour, and after a certain thing happens, I really liked the last 40 minutes or so. There's a middle like 50 minutes in the middle that completely lost me. But anyways, that's beside the point. I assume. Well, see, this is where they make up for not having Belfast, is they have Macbeth in there. I said the Oscars love their black and white.
They only wanted to pick one, yeah.
Well, and to be fair, Macbeth absolutely deserves to be nominated for this category. I'm probably going to watch it again soon, because I have Apple TV. So I do want to watch the movie again. But yeah, I assume I can't assume because it's very easy to see the power of the dog winning, which again, it's another one of those things like maybe I'm just stupid, right? Maybe I'm just like dumb or whatever, or maybe I'm like an infant, right? And I really just like flashy colors. I thought the power of the dog looked really good, but like I didn't like it looked good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I see all these people like going crazy over the cinematography in this movie. I was like, yeah, but a lot of that is just like they had a beautiful location to shoot on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It didn't make something average seem beautiful. It made something beautiful. It just put something beautiful on the screen. You know?
I agree. I do think it's a really good looking movie, and I enjoyed it more than you did. So I like originally when I was thinking about it, I was like, yeah, I think it's got a chance. Then I started thinking about it. This is Dune's to lose, and Vegas agrees with me. Dune is minus 650 right now.
I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree.
And I think it should go to Dune because even it's sort of tough with cinematography and a very CGI heavy movie.
I know this is more a reflection on the direction, but my favorite thing that Denis does in that movie and a lot of his movies, and I'm really annoyed, I just discovered a hole in the top of my beanie.
Oh, no.
I've only owned this for like a month. My favorite thing that Denis does in specifically his like sci-fi films like this, Blade Runner 2049, Arrival, is that he has an incredible sense of scope in the movie. So when there's something interesting happening, like something like the monoliths in Arrival or the sandworm in Dune, right? If there's something huge on screen, there's always something else in the frame that puts that size into perspective, whether it be a person or a building or something else to look at to create this incredible sense of scale. And he's one of the very few people that's making like super highbrow sci-fi that is also making it really accessible to people, or at least with Dune in particular. Because even someone like Alex Garland, who has incredible vision for what he's doing with sci-fi. I don't know if you saw the trailer for the new movie he's got coming out.
Which one's that?
It's called Men. It's definitely a horror film and not a sci-fi this time.
Oh no,
His first two features, Ex Machina and Annihilation, are both pretty straight like sci-fi thrillers. This new movie looks pretty. I forgot who's starring in it.
I've got the IMDb right here. It's Jesse Buckley, Rory Kinnear, and Papa Asidu.
Yeah, the trailer just came out last week. It's only a teaser. It's like a minute long.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that.
But it's coming out in May, and I saw the teaser, and I really admire Alex Garland's work, so I was like, I'm there. You got me.
Yeah, cool. I mean, Garland, for his first two movies, like, a lot of people hated on Annihilation. Annihilation's an excellent movie.
I thought Ex Machina was kind of overrated, but Annihilation, I think, is a legitimate masterpiece of sci-fi.
I think both of them are. I also love Ex Machina. In terms of first two movies, like right off the bat, and he's been a writer for a while. Like he wrote 28 Days Later.
Yeah.
Like he's been around for a bit. He wrote Dread. I didn't even know that. That makes sense. But for his directorial debut and follow-up, it just perfect. So I'm looking forward to that. I didn't know he had a new movie coming out.
But even then, what I was saying is that Denis does the scope thing that I find really impressive. And that in this situation, it's attributed to Greig Fraser. In previous situations, it's been attributed to Roger Deakins with Blade Runner and the other cinematographers that he's worked with. So this is one of those categories where it's one of the tech categories. It's like, this is a Dune thing to happen. That's what I got. Next up is a costume design, which from what I understand, it seems like Cruella is the favorite here.
Pretty heavy favorite.
We can talk about something actually when it comes to Best Actor that I didn't even think about. Who put out Cyrano?
I don't know who the distributor is.
Whatever the distributor is, fucked it royally. This is based on it. Look, this movie had, and I do want to see the movie. MGM.
Yeah. Oh, it was MGM. Okay.
Let me see. Universal distributed it. My bad. It was produced under MGM, but distributed under Universal. This movie had shots, right? It's got costume design nominations here. it very easily could have had Peter Dinklage actor nomination aspirations to it. Again, I do really want to see the movie. It looks really good.
See, I don't think so.
It looks really good as like and the Oscars would have loved it as like one of those like period piece musicals based on a play, whole thing, right? And Universal botched the release of this movie so horribly. I saw the first trailer for it when I went and saw Licorice Pizza back at the end of December. And they didn't get the movie out in time to make a proper Oscar run. The movie doesn't come out until next week.
Yeah.
So no one's fucking seen it. Which kind of just tanked any aspirations that it could have had. And I don't think the aspirations were too high, but I think the big thing it missed out on was Peter Dinklage being nominated for Best Actor, because I think in my opinion that spot was there for the taking. Had they actually like properly given the movie an Oscar campaign. Yeah.
Obviously, neither of us have seen it. I don't think it looks that great. I personally don't really like the color grading. It's got like a weird tint to it that I don't really enjoy. It almost looks like a Netflix movie. At least that was my first impression when I saw the trailer. I really like Peter Dinklage, and I'm assuming he's going to be great in it because he's great in pretty much everything he does. So I do agree with you where I think they fucked him out of a Best Actor nom. But early reviews aren't that great. Like I don't think this would have gotten much more, even with a proper Oscar lead up. Well, we'll see.
Next up, directing. Very simple, right? First of all, if you predict anyone other than Jane Campion, you're lying to yourself. And especially if you get it wrong, or if you get it right, you have no right to be like, I told you so, because you were just fucking guessing.
Yeah.
All right. This one is the slam dunk of the century, even if Denis Villeneuve had been nominated.
She's minus 750. Second is Spielberg at plus 800.
Yeah. There's no shot that anybody else wins. Shout out to Ryusuke Hamaguchi, by the way, for being nominated for Drive My Car. Big thing coming with international feature that I do want to talk about when it comes to the way the Oscar runs their international feature category. And like, I get it, and I appreciate the way that they do it rather than the way that like the Globes do it, for example, because the Globes do it in a really stupid fashion.
The Globes don't count anyway, so.
But anyways, shout out to that nomination. I have yet to see the movie. I was going to, but then I didn't really feel like sitting down in the theater to watch a 3-hour, really dense drama in Japanese. So I was going to watch it at home, and I just haven't. Yeah.
Yep.
Documentary is interesting because I would have said that this was kind of up a little bit, up in the air a little bit, before the nominations came out. But now the nominations are out, and something like Procession, for example, isn't nominated, or The First Wave isn't nominated, and the fact that Summer of Soul is nominated when it wasn't as far as I know, it wasn't necessarily predicted to be nominated. Except the fact that it did. I don't know if you saw this. It did get like 3 nominations at the BAFTA. It wasn't just documentary. It was editing. It got an editing nomination. And something else that I can't remember. But given that, I got to assume that Summer of Soul is going to swoop in here and win this award.
Yeah, I recently rewatched it because I watched it, but I like had it on like while I was doing something.
It is excellent.
Well, that's what I usually do with documentaries. I'll just sort of like, listen in when I can, but I don't pay too much attention. Then I heard all of the Oscar buzz it was getting, and then it got nominated, and I was like, okay, I need to watch this again because the first time it didn't really grab me. And like actually it's excellent. Questlove did a phenomenal job. And I really hope we can say Oscar winner Questlove.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that, it really is phenomenal. And upset with myself that I didn't give it the attention it deserved the first time.
It's fantastic. It's true. It's on Hulu, so if you're out there who want to see it, it is available to be watched on the Hulu. Let's skip ahead here to editing.
It better not be Don't Look Up. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
I can't believe this was nominated.
Yeah, I agree. Don't Look Up certainly is a movie that exists.
Someone did edit it, I guess.
I'm gonna be really mad when it does win in like the Bohemian Rhapsody kind of way.
Which I can't believe that's one of the worst edited movies I've ever seen.
That was my point. And if, to be fair, if there's one movie that's similar to Bohemian Rhapsody in its editing style, it's actually House of Gucci, and not Don't Look Up. This is one that I think is a little up in the air. You can tell me the odds if you want, but if I remember correctly, King Richard is the favorite.
Let's get editing. Where is it? There it is. No. Dune is the favorite.
Dune is the favorite.
Yeah, minus 185. Then Power of the Dog. Don't Look Up is third. It's at plus 800. King Richard and Tick Tick Boom are plus 2,000. People don't understand what editing is, and it bothers me.
Well, see, this is the thing. The Oscars really like that, like quick cut shit.
Yeah, and it never looks good.
Well, this is the thing. The Oscar committee, recently at least, again, Bohemian Rhapsody, I point directly to that, conflates lots of shots with good editing.
Mm-hmm.
If you can fit in 9 trillion camera angles in a scene, they're going to think it's the best edited thing on the planet. Again, Bohemian Rhapsody. You know, it's another one of the situations like Scott Pilgrim wasn't nominated for editing. Edgar Wright has never been nominated for editing in any of before, it's hilarious.
It's a crime.
It's just funny when you talk about that. Speaking of which, Hot Fuzz is 15 years old today.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Might have to give that a watch. Love Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, I watched it recently, sometime over the summer, I guess, so it wasn't recent at all. It used to be like my least favorite of the Cornetto trilogy by like a wide mile.
Mm-hmm.
That movie's really good.
It's excellent. The entire Cornetto trilogy is very good.
Yeah. What you call it? Shaun of the Dead is one of like my 5 favorite movies of all time. So, yeah.
I think Hot Fuzz is probably my favorite. I love Timothy Dalton.
Yeah.
He's so good in that.
All right. Well, next is international feature, and this is where I want to talk about how countries are fucking up, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have Drive My Car, which is pretty well in position to win. I mean, it's nominated for director, it's nominated for Best Picture. You know,
minus 1,100.
I see no reason why it doesn't win. But there's a couple. And shout out to the worst person in the world for sliding in on the nomination. That was very much so not predicted before the nominations came out. There's a couple movies that have been some of the most talked about movies of the year that you might see missing from this list. One of them is a movie that has 2 Oscar nominations. But because the way the international feature is set up basically is that the country has to submit a film to the Oscar community or the Oscar committee. Spain didn't submit Parallel Mothers for international feature.
So stupid, dude. It would have won.
It got nominated for actress and score. It got nominated for Best Original Score, which was really surprising. The other one you might be missing here is what we will call the second straight year where France has fucked up. Last year, they didn't submit Portrait of a Lady on Fire for the Oscars. Why? I don't know.
It was Les Mis, right? They submitted Les Mis.
I didn't even know there was a film version of Les Mis that came out last year.
Yeah, I think they submitted their version of Les Miserables.
Yeah. So last year, they didn't submit Portrait of a Lady on Fire. And this year, they didn't submit Titan for Best International Feature as their selection. They submitted something else. I don't even know what else they submitted. It wasn't even like Petite Dumont or whatever the what the hell is the woman's name? Who directed Portrait of a Lady on Fire?
Oh, it was oh my god, I can't think of her name. It is, give me a moment, I'm getting it right now. Celine Sciamma.
Right. She had oh, I'm sorry. My apologies. Teton was submitted as their film this year.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't on the Oscar shortlist. My bad.
Oh.
I fucked that up. Anywho, that's a fuck up on the Oscars' fault. On the Oscars' part.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one of the 10 best international films of the year. You can. It's like when they gave when they didn't give Best International Feature to Blues the Warmest Color back in like 2014 or whatever. It's like, oh, we're American cinema people. We don't like private parts in a movie. Any movie that involves graphic sexual content. No, we're afraid of our bodies because we're Americans. Anywho, international feature. It's pretty easy, right? Moving on. Makeup. Shout out to Coming to America. It wasn't nominated anywhere else, but we knew good and goddamn well that it was being nominated for the Oscar this year. The Oscar loves to do this shit. And again, if you didn't predict Coming to America to be nominated for makeup, you're an idiot. Right?
Yeah, you know nothing about how the Oscars nominate movies.
Oh, it wasn't nominated for the Globes. It wasn't nominated for BAFTA. It wasn't nominated for anything else. Critics' Choice. Don't give a fuck. All right? This is the Oscar nomination for makeup. Like, they do this shit all the time. What the hell was the... I wish I had more preparation for this because I would have remembered a video I was watching recently where they talked about like other like comedies that have been nominated for makeup in recent years.
Was Dolomite? But that was also nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah. Anywho, Tammy Faye is likely going to win. Yeah. That's that. Original score. Like I said, shout out to Alberto Iglesias for being nominated for Parallel Mothers. That's really cool. I have a feeling, I assume that Hans Zimmer is going to win. It would also be cool to see Encanto win for Best Original Score. That would be cool. Like I said, it would be really cool. It will, not in 1,000 years will it happen. But if Alberto Iglesias got an Oscar for Best Score for Parallel Mothers, that would be like the coolest shit on the planet, because that is so, and this is a thing with all of his scores. And this is like the 8th movie that Penelope Cruz has done with Pedro Almodovar. So this is, we've gone through this a few times before. It is so not like, there's nothing about this movie that says that it was made in Hollywood, because it wasn't, but that's beside the point. Like, even down to the music, it's all very different than like Hollywood production. It's very much so, I mean, the movie's a melodrama, so it's very much so like almost like telenovela kind of music. It's way too over dramatic in a lot of points. It's really expressive. It's really percussive. And it kind of was off-putting while I was watching the movie. But the more that I've thought about it, I really dig it. So really cool to see him be nominated. Like I said, Hans Zimmer is most likely going to win. Yeah, I saw people upset that Johnny Greenwood didn't get a second nomination for Spencer. Again, haven't seen the movie, so I can't comment.
The score is really good.
Shout out to Johnny Greenwood. This guy is in Radiohead, and he's being nominated for Oscars. Good for him.
Like fucking Trent Reznor is now an Oscar winner.
Yeah.
And deservedly so.
He's
that
won a couple,
great scores. Yeah.
Original song.
No Time to Die.
Sure.
They always give it to the Bond song.
I guess I don't really care about this.
I will say, shout out Van Morrison for being nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah,
That makes me very happy as a big Van Morrison fan.
I'm surprised that the song from The Harder They Fall, Guns Go Bang, I'm surprised that wasn't nominated.
I agree.
It's another movie that I have in my Netflix queue, and I'm really excited to watch it. I just haven't sat down and watched it yet.
It's good.
Because I heard it's really good.
Yeah, I liked it. That might be the only category where I was like, I would like to see the original song in there.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be nominated for anything.
Yeah, but it is a really solid movie.
But I heard, this is the thing, I like my Westerns to be more fun. And I legitimately heard that movie is a blast.
It is.
So, like I said, I am excited to watch the movie. I just haven't sat down and done so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Production design. Okay. So there's a couple of things to know. Mark has the odds pulled up.
Mm-hmm.
I assume Dune is the favorite.
Yes.
Okay. Couple notes on this. First of all, if The Power of the Dog wins, you can wrap up the rest of the night. Because if it wins something out of character like production design, it's winning Best Picture.
Yeah.
Zero question. So that's an early thing to look on at the beginning of the evening. Second of all, I want The Tragedy of Macbeth to win so badly. So badly. It is one of the coolest, most innovative looking, especially like Shakespeare adaptations, but movies I've seen. It is so unbelievable what they did in terms of like depth of field, the way the sets look, the fact that everything is steeped in like this really thick fog. It is like some of the coolest shit I've seen on the screen. And also, I knew it wasn't going to happen, but like they could have thrown the Green Knight a bone here, you know? Like
just give it something.
That was one, again, legitimately, I'm not kidding when I say this, one of the best looking movies I've ever seen in my life. And like I knew it wasn't going to happen. I'm still kind of upset that it didn't happen. There was no chance in hell. Like these were the 5 that were going to be nominated.
I will say, I like a sprinkle on West Side Story at plus 1,200. I don't think West Side Story is going to leave the Oscars empty-handed.
Yeah.
And this is where I think they'll give it to it.
I think it'll either be that, or I think Ariana DeBose will win for Best Supporting.
Those are the two. Well, I was thinking like it's nominated for more than that.
It's nominated for picture and director.
Yeah. But
other shit.
I'm not sure about DeBose winning supporting. So, but there's no way they let West Side Story go without winning an Oscar.
Well, it's been really weird too, because originally it was seen that like West Side Story was like the challenger to Belfast back in the day when people thought Belfast was going to win Best Picture. But then both of them really underperformed at the BAFTA. And Critics' Choice nominations. So we've kind of had this switch. Like, if I remember correctly, like Spielberg was he nominated at the BAFTA?
I don't know.
So like it kind of threw all of that into question when it comes to like West Side Story's like Best Picture chance or something like that. You know? Because it wildly underperformed there. As you're looking that up.
Yeah, I'm looking up director right now. Spielberg was not.
Yeah. And I want to say he's left off for a couple other things, right?
Duke Corneau was for Titan.
Yeah. Good. She directed her ass off in that movie.
Let's see. It was not for film. Obviously not for Best British Film because it isn't a British film.
It's not a British film, yeah.
Director, no. Adapted screenplay, no. Which that surprises me.
Cinematography, production, and design are the other two things you are really looking for.
Yeah. Just cinematography, no.
Yeah.
Production design, yes.
Yeah. So like I said, it really underperformed at the BAFTA.
It also got sound. It might also get sound. That's the other one. Is it nominated for sound at the Oscars?
Yes. And they love their musicals.
Yeah, so that's another one to look out for.
You know, I'd honestly, especially if it's at plus money, I'd probably pick West Side Story to to win sound because again, musical.
Yeah, it's plus 300. Dune is the favorite.
I'm taking it. West Side Story is the musical. They love that shit. All right. I think we've got the writing categories as well. We got 3 more categories before we talk about Best Picture. So we've got visual effects.
Dune.
It's going to be Dune. It was going to be Dune the whole time. I'm surprised No Time to Die ended up there.
It's good.
This is one of those things where like if I had to take a non-song category for it to be nominated for, I would have assumed it would have been editing. Because they nominated Skyfall for editing, right?
Yeah.
Not Spectre. I think it was just Skyfall.
I believe just Skyfall, yeah. But that was also nominated for picture, I believe.
Yes. Yeah, it was. So I would have assumed that it would have been editing. But
it should be in there ahead of fucking Don't Look Up, I'll tell you that much.
So it doesn't matter. They really like their high budget sci-fi shit for visual effects. They don't like giving it to Marvel movies. Free Guy is too funny, and No Time to Die doesn't have enough CGI. So it doesn't matter. I'm surprised Godzilla vs. Kong wasn't nominated.
It should have been nominated, and I would have picked it to win.
I'm surprised it wasn't nominated.
As great as Dune looks, I think giving it cinematography and, if it gets another tech category, they might have thrown something else a bone in this.
Yeah.
And if Godzilla vs. Kong was nominated, I think it would have gone to that because I think that's an excellent looking movie.
Yeah, but the Sandworm. You already know this is set up. That's going to be the clip. They're going to show the worm, and then they're going to give him the award. That's it.
And the Sandworm, that one shot that was in the trailer, and obviously it's the shot everyone talks about, that might be the best looking shot from a movie this year. It is unbelievable how good that thing looks. But I would have liked to see this go to a Godzilla vs. Kong. Also, then I can say Oscar winner Godzilla vs. Kong, and that's very funny.
Yeah. Sorry, I got a text from my roommate 20 minutes ago, but my phone's on Do Not Disturb, so I didn't see it until just now. Yeah, also cool that they nominated both the Marvel. Well, I say both the Marvel movies.
2 of them.
There were 4 Marvel movies to come out this year, but both of them that were worth a shit.
Yeah, both good ones and not. Well, Black Widow I thought was good. I enjoyed Black Widow.
What was the 4th one?
The Eternals.
Oh yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, I didn't think Black Widow was that good, but the 2 good ones they nominated.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Anyways, on to writing. Power of the Dog is going to win, and it's going to be annoying.
Yep.
Because I think Coda should win. That's my pick in particular. And had I seen Drive My Car, I'd probably be picking that. Because from what I know about the movie, it's going to be a movie that I like. And it's going to be a movie that it's a movie that is not. You talk about there are different ways to refer to how a movie is based, right? Whether it be plot-based, character-based, blah, 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 right? Mm-hmm. It's not plot-based very much at all. It's not character-based very much at all. It's dialogue-based. It's very much so you learn about everything through what the characters are saying. It's very verbose. It's very poetic in that kind of way. Which is, okay, maybe this is just, again, me being stupid. This is kind of what people were saying about The Power of the Dog. It's very poetic in its language and it's very coded and blah, blah, blah. Am I dumb? Or is that just bullshit?
I think it's bullshit. I thought it was a really well written movie, and I thought there was some poetry to it. I don't think it was overly, I don't think you need to be a rocket scientist to figure out all the meaning in what they're saying. But
yeah, like I said, I thought it was well written. I just don't get there were very much so people I saw describing it as if it were free flowing poetry or something like that. I was like,
no, not really.
It wasn't that flashy in the writing. It could have been. You could very easily write a Western to be like that, but I don't think that was the intention. But yeah, Power of the Dog is going to win. I would like to see Coda win something. I would really like to see Troy Kotsur win Best Supporting Actor, even if it's not going to happen, because this is another. Again, this is maybe just my stupid bias against Power of the Dog. I thought Cody Smith McPhee was fine. I thought it was fine. You know, I think I ended up liking Jesse Plemons' performance even more.
I did.
So, and that has no shot at winning. So, I would like to see Troy Kotsur win. He has one of the few performances this year that has actually made me cry while I was watching a movie. That one, Nicolas Cage as well. I'm not ashamed to say I cried at the end of Pig. And there are probably other ones because I'm a massive bitch and I cry when I watch everything. So
for me, it's Ann Dowd and Marissa Tomei. So
yeah. So I would, like I said, I would like to see Coda win. It won't happen, which is sad, but it's a nice movie, and I wish that it was getting more chutzpah behind it. Speaking of which, original screenplay also. Awesome that The Worst Person in the World got nominated.
Please, for the love of God, let this be Licorice Pizza.
I assume it will be.
It needs something. We've gone this entire time without saying that the best movie either of us have seen so far in the past year wins an Oscar.
Yeah, I assume Licorice Pizza is the front runner.
Let's check. I didn't look.
If not, it's either in my opinion,
it is
either going to be that or King Richard.
King Richard's plus 1,600. Belfast is second at plus 160.
Really?
Yeah, it's Licorice Pizza, then Belfast. Don't Look Up is third. Why? And Worst Person in the World is fifth.
Yeah, like I said, I'm very excited to see The Worst Person in the World. It seems like a movie that I'm going to adore.
Yeah, I'm very excited for it too.
So I'm very happy that it got nominated.
Also, I forgot to mention adapted screenplay. Shout out Maggie Gyllenhaal for getting an Oscar nomination for writing.
Yeah.
Pretty
she was also nominated for Best First Time Director at the BAFTA.
Yeah, I saw that.
Anywho, on to the big one. Best Picture. There are 10 nominees. And somehow the Oscars still managed to fuck it up. Because there were a list of 10 that people not necessarily assumed would be in, and they only kind of fucked it up, right? The one big thing that sticks out to me from what I assumed would be nominated to what was nominated is that Tick, Tick, Boom isn't nominated, and in its place, Nightmare Alley showed up in Best Picture.
So weird.
It's really weird. Really weird. Other than that, I'm a little surprised that given all of the acting nominations that Being the Ricardos didn't show up. Generally speaking. But assuming, once I saw director, I knew Drive My Car was going to be nominated for Best Picture. Like I said, the rest of them are kind of shoo-ins here. There wasn't something super woo about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to say Don't Look Up surprises me just because of the reception it got, but it's also Adam McKay doing a movie about environmentalism, so it doesn't surprise me.
From the moment the movie came out, this movie was a shoo-in to be nominated for Best Picture. And I'm genuinely shocked that Leonardo DiCaprio hasn't been getting more nominations at other places.
Well, I think the big thing is his big year is going to be the next Oscars.
Why is that?
Because he's in Scorsese's new movie, Killers of the Flower Moon, which is like a somewhat neat. It's like a post-Western, if I understand correctly. It comes out later this year.
Well, to be fair to him, we've been saying it's going to be Leo's year forever, and it only actually happened once. So
for a movie he didn't deserve it with.
The fuck are you talking about? Rude.
No, very glad he got it. He deserved it 4 times before that, is what I'm saying, and that was it was the most makeup Oscar of all time because that was the year that 2015. There was someone else that year that I thought deserved it ahead of DiCaprio.
2016.
Oh yeah, 2016 Oscars.
Yeah, it was. The other ones were Bryan Cranston, Matt Damon, Michael Fassbender, and Eddie Redmayne. Yeah, absolutely the fuck not.
No, Fassbender was the one I thought should have won.
Absolutely not. Leonardo DiCaprio's performance blows the rest of those out of the water.
I don't think it blows Fassbender out of the water. I think Fassbender's phenomenal in Steve Jobs.
Yeah, he's really good. I don't know, like, he was good.
Yeah, and I'm not saying DiCaprio was bad in The Revenant. It's just
people just jerked that movie off because it was written by Aaron Sorkin. That's my hot take.
Which is what I always do.
The movie is fine. Steve Jobs is fine as a movie. That was also the year that, legitimately, when I say this, I mean it, Mad Max Fury Road should have won Best Picture that year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Mad Max Fury Road should have won Best Picture. The Revenant should have won Best Picture over Spotlight, especially considering it got actor and director and then didn't win picture. That was really cool. That certainly makes sense, you know.
I think Spotlight was a better movie than The Revenant, but
you are smoking crack.
Spotlight is unbelievable. The only one in that category, in that group, I would say deserved it more than Spotlight would be Mad Max.
Smoking Rock. What else do we have? The Big Short. I like The Big Short more than I like Spotlight. This is just an argument over the 2016 Oscars. I actually haven't seen The Martian.
It's good.
People like it. I don't know. I guess. It will be a crime if I look at this, and I'm looking at the thing right now. Okay, yeah. How the hell? This is where Oscar's logic makes no sense to me. And since we're kind of done here, I'll stop sharing my screen.
Mm-hmm.
But just on principle, how do you not give Best Picture to The Revenant if you give it cinematography, director, and actor? You're like, the best people to make movies this year all made this singular movie, but it wasn't the best movie of the year.
Yep.
You know how little sense that makes?
Hey, man. That's the Academy.
That, regardless of your opinions on the film, I feel like that if you win cinematography, director, and actor, you should be like a mortal lock to win Best Picture.
Mm-hmm. Because, you know, all of those things said you made the best movie of the year.
Exactly. Exactly. It's again, like I said, the three most important people on a movie set are the lead actor,
mm-hmm.
the director, and the person who's lensing the movie.
Yeah.
The Revenant, according to them, had the best of each of those.
But it was not the best movie.
And it was not the best movie. It was not the best movie that came out that year.
Absolutely not.
That makes no sense. Anywho, that does it for a conversation on the 2022 Oscar nominees. Like I said, we'll be doing I'll tweet about it quite a bit between now and then, but we'll be doing a stream on the 27th of March during the Oscar show. We'll figure out the logistics of that. I think we'll have to switch over to Zoom for it because I can stream directly from Zoom to YouTube. So that'll probably just be easier to do. But that doesn't matter for anybody else but me. So yeah, next week we'll be back doing something. We got a couple of fun ideas. I think we're going to do one of them next week. But in the meantime, make sure to follow us on Twitter at Hot Stove Pod. That's at Hot Stove Pod. Excuse me, Jesus. At Hot Stove Pod on Twitter. Here on the YouTube side, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let us know what your pick for Best Picture is. But did you like a movie that wasn't nominated more than something that was nominated? Well, let me know in the comments. That does it. This has been the Hot Stove Podcast. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.